Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you guys are enjoying these podcasts so far. This is podcast number 3. Hope you guys are listening and let me grow on you nicely. Today we'll be basically just talking about news and how everything right now is just shambles and just really messed up. It's just everywhere and just kerfuffle. A whole bunch of stuff is just everywhere. All the way. Let's start in Asia. What's going on? Let's talk about what's going on in Asia. South Korea, they have a coronavirus formula where it's heavy stimulus and light on the lockdown, so they're letting the people go out in order to socialize, I guess. And they're now allowing air travel. They're trying with the quick fast lane, where it's like, if you I guess if you're an executive or if you're working for a high spot in the government, you need to travel, I guess they're gonna let you go through. Or if you need to go somewhere quick, they're gonna let you go through. I don't think that's such a good idea. If you're talking to me or anybody else, they should just keep everyone quarantined for a lot longer, because they've already gone through 2 cycles. They've already gone through two runs of this whole thing, and it's like, really, guys, why? Like, what's the purpose? Like, what do you guys get into in Europe? Let's let's talk about what's going on in Europe. They have there's scientists that are saying their no lockdown policy says it wasn't really that strict. I mean, if they're not putting the people on lockdown or not, like, you have certain times where you can go out and where you have to stay home, I think that would work better. Like a curfew, but a lot of places, I know in the UK, they have a curfew. I think that's they have to be home at a certain time and stay home for a certain amount of time, and just, not go out unless it's like a necessity. Like here in Canada, you need to do that. You need to stay home if you don't need to go out for anything. You can finally at least now go up to your trailer and check it out as of the beginning of the month. What else? Now let's go to the Middle East. Let's talk about what's going on there. Israel finally shutting down their schools after their cases, I guess, just jumped and skyrocketed because of them going to school. Like here in Quebec, out here in Canada, that same thing happened. The kids went to school, they all got sick, they all got the virus, and everything just had to shut down. Trump's now getting involved too with them, trying to attempt to resolve the Saudi and the Qatar feud. Well, I mean, that's something that's probably going to help them out a lot if they can resolve any of those issues. No, poor Africa here. They got Ebola back again. Apparently someone else got kidnapped, or someone got released from being kidnapped. Oh. That's interesting. Why did this guy get kidnapped in the first place? I wonder why. Coronavirus might become the fixture. Okay, yeah. So they're talking about there's also basically saying that it's going to be something big that's really impacted a lot of people in Africa, because it's also harder for people to get medication up there. And medication isn't very readily available, so they're just going to be dying off, which just really sucks. The U.S. is just a shit show right now. There's protests and criminal activity going down. Just a lot of stuff. It doesn't need to happen. It doesn't need to happen. Now moving on to the Great White North, Canada, our GDP fell by a new record, 8.2%. Not good at all, guys. So now, it's just really messed up what's going on right now. We can't do a whole lot. They're trying to, I guess, fix it, but there's not really much you can do to fix what's going on right now. It's just that crazy. Now the science. Let's go over to the world of science and space and studies of that. The SpaceX launch, so that was very successful. It looked like it went very well. Good for them for finally updating their rockets and their suits from those big clunky things that they used to wear. They're also just recently discovered that by us using the positive electrons, we'll get more energy from them. They're more like energy efficient, which makes sense because if you think about it, if you put something warm, that means that the molecules are moving quicker compared to it slower. You're slowly making more energy if everything's moving quicker than everything moving nice and slow. What else? Let's find out something else for you guys. Just looking through the internet. Black holes. They're saying now black holes are like a hologram. Which, I mean, if you think about it, isn't a black hole just, I guess, a star that died or something? I think that's right. They're saying it's a three-dimensional, I guess, area. You can go. So, what else is there for us? I mean, they're still speculating. There's stuff out there, and I mean, I agree with a lot of it. There probably is stuff out there. There probably might be more advanced than us, or might be less advanced than us, trying to send us signals. But because we're not that advanced yet, we can't receive their signals or understand what they're trying to get, like respond to us. Then the things with the UFOs and everything, and how the government's now saying we don't know what's coming or what we saw in these photos that were taken years ago. So I'm guessing that they're finally just saying, like, yeah, things are real. There's a lot of people that I've watched and heard from different podcasts talking about how they worked at Area 51 and how all this is just, they're trying to hide it so we don't get, I guess, too crazy. Because like right now, for instance, everything could be a simulation. It might not be if you think about it. Like, I don't think it's a simulation. I think there's other things out there. I think that we're our own organisms. We do what we want. We think how we want. We're not being controlled by somebody. But in the grand scheme of things, we don't know what actually is out there. We haven't gone that far to find out. We know space is infinite. We know it goes on forever, and that's it's just an insane amount of information's out there that some people don't believe. That, like, sometimes the conspiracy theorists just going crazy. And now with this new thing with George Floyd and everybody just going crazy, from the States to Canada to everywhere. I'm a big advocate myself on Black Lives Matter, and believe that everyone should be treated fairly regardless of your ethnicity or everything. Everyone should be treated fairly and not have like a bullseye put on you just because of your ethnicity. But like, there's not really much going on anymore. The new news going on in the world. This podcast number 3. There's gonna try and continue these, and we'll find out how we're going, guys. Thank you for listening. It's gonna be a quick one, nice, easy. Listen to podcasts, just ranting, getting caught up with what's going on, a bit about what's going on in the world, and yeah. Other than that, that's gonna be it for the podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful evening, or night, or morning, whenever you listen to this. Have a good one, and stay bearded.